Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so this week we are going to make two different types of risotto for you. How I'm going to do this is I'm going to start off the base risotto in one pan, and then I'm going to split it down into two separate pans, and we're going to make mushroom risotto and green pea risotto. So for the base elements, what we're going to need is a little bit of canola oil, some chopped onions or shallots. Now, Italians will tell you when you make risotto, it can only be made by stirring with a wooden spoon, which is fair enough. Fortunately, I'm not Italian, so I like to use a plastic spatula instead because I just think it has more control. So what we're going to do is sweat off our onions. We're trying to cook these without any colour. You just want to get them sweated off. And once they have started, we're going to add our risotto rice. And we're going to just try and cook this out a little bit, and the aim is to try and coat each individual grain with a little bit of the oil. Now again, you want to cook this on a medium-ish heat because we want to start the process of cooking out the rice without it going black before we start. So when cooking a risotto rice, what we're trying to do is release the gluten and the starches out the rice as we cook it out. So we're going to be adding our chicken stock a little at a time and then cooking it. When the stock's fully evaporated and absorbed into the rice, then we'll add some more, and we'll keep doing that till we get the consistency we're looking for. You can use any stock for this depending on what your end product is going to be. For this process, I'm using a chicken stock. If you're going to buy pre-made chicken stock, try and get the salt-free or limited salt, because the mass-produced chicken stocks tend to have a lot of salt in them. And my wife reminds me quite often about my salt intake. So now we have the rice like that. We're going to add our white wine. And again, we're going to cook this out till it's pretty much evaporated and absorbed into the rice. So this will start the process of the starch being released from the rice, and that's how you get the creaminess in a risotto. Any Italian will tell you there shouldn't be any 35% cream anywhere near risotto. However, we are going to add some butter and we're going to add lots of cheese, so it still has the richness. We're then going to take our stock, a ladle at a time, and cook this out as it evaporates. Now, a risotto is going to take you 20-25 minutes to make. So for this process, we're going to just switch off, and then we will come back when the rice is at the next stage. So now that our rice has absorbed just over a litre of stock, if you can see, as you can see, the starch just came out on the rice and it's starting to have a sort of a thick sauce in there. At this point, because we're going to make two risottos, I'm just going to split this into two separate pans. So we're going to finish off our mushroom risotto first. I already pre-sorted off the mushrooms already, and then what I've done is just strained them into a strainer. We're going to take the juice that came off, add that in, and then you'll get the nice mushroom flavour in there. And again, we're going to cook this out till it absorbs all the liquid. And while that is ticking over on that side, we're going to move to this side and we're going to finish the green pea risotto. So what I have here is green pea puree. It's 2 parts peas to 1 part water. And it's been blitzed up, and we're going to add this in as the last piece of liquid to this risotto. If you add this too early, it will lose its colour, so you want to try and keep it to as last minute as possible, and that way you'll get a nice green colour. So once again, while this is cooking out, we will move back over to this side. What we're going to do at this point is we're going to put about 3 or 4 pieces of butter into the risotto just to help with the flavour and the creaminess. One of the mistakes I made when I first started making risotto was I didn't have enough liquid in for the finished product. It shouldn't be soupy, but it also shouldn't be a solid mass. It should have liquid and it should flow on your plate. I worked with an Italian chef who only served risotto on a flat plate, and he would tip it onto the plate and then move the plate around till it was completely covered. It looked good, but it was hard to eat, so I tend to serve my risottos in bowls. So as this liquid is starting to evaporate, we're going to add our mixed mushrooms into here. Just let that finish there, and then if we come back over to the green pea risotto, it's nearly there. We're going to add some peas into there just for more colour and also some texture. At this point you probably want to season with your salt and pepper, which I've already done. And this is not technically an Italian thing to do, but it's something I like to do, is just a spoonful of ricotta into each one, and it's the heat from the heat from the risotto just melt the ricotta, and it'll just give it that creaminess that we like to see in a risotto. So it's in there. And then we have our shaved Parmesan cheese. Try and use fresh Parmesan and not the powdered stuff, unless you can find the actual real powdered Parmesan that's imported from Italy. Because the craft stuff is not good, shall we say. So we're going to melt the parm into this. At this point we're going to take our risotto into the bowl. Now this can be served as an appetizer on its own, or we can finish it off with chicken, steak, fish, whatever you like on top. Mushroom risotto. And then to finish it off, what I like to do is just shave on some parmesan or grana padano, whichever you like. And now we have a green pea risotto and a mushroom risotto.